Hi YouTube, it's Ty. 14 minutes late this time. I had a huge accident. I spilled my soda, a lot of it, before I started while I was setting up my video, putting in my tags and everything. So please forgive me. Let me get myself together for when y'all start coming in so I can read comments in the chat and see what y'all are talking about. Let's see here. Hey, Animation's Real. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for being first. And thank you for your call last night. That call-in show went really well. I enjoyed that. Hey, my kiddo, how are you doing? Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever that was. I appreciate y'all for that. You know. Let me see here. Okay, I'm trying to get myself set up. Hi, Deborah Battle and Sandra DTV. Hey, 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 girl, how are you doing? Thank y'all for coming in. Look, I appreciate it. Everybody, y'all know, first things first, first 5 minutes of my live stream, always, I want y'all to spend some time, those of you who have channels, to promote your channels. Hey, Malvin Jackson, thank you for coming back. How are you doing? I enjoy having you in the call-in show last night. We didn't get to talk, but I was reading comments, and I appreciate you for stating your point of view. I did see. I just couldn't get to every comment, you know, trying to entertain the callers who were on the line, but I appreciate everybody who was there, y'all. That was so much fun. Y'all made that first call-in show a success, so I'm really, really thankful to y'all. Let's spend this first 5 minutes. We're 2 minutes in. Just everybody, let everybody know if you have a channel. Let them know what your channel is about. Let them know what you're talking about on your channel. Let them know the best thing that you put on your channel this week. What's the most entertaining thing? The most informative thing? The most serious thing? Whatever got the most views on your channel this week. Tell us about it so that we can be enticed to go over to your channels. Hi, Instant Rye Play. How are you doing, love? Our lady with the Italian street cred, because she likes to drink a little bit of wine every now and then. Thank you, my kiddo, for asking for people to support me. I appreciate you, moderator extraordinaire, the first moderator in the house, the first of the mod squad. Y'all did, I really, and Instant Rye Play, I can say she was like my first real call, because we did the call-in show after, we did the test call-in show after the live stream last Sunday, but then last night, y'all really came through with the calls for the call-in. Like, it was really good. So I'm going to do the same thing again today, after we get through all these topics, and there are a lot of topics today. After we get through all these topics, I'm going to shut it down, see who comes back. Thank you for that third thumbs up, whoever that was. Hi, Hedgehog Comedian. Hey, You Not Ready 365. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. Let's take these first 5 minutes. You got a channel? Come in and just let us know about your channel. Tell us what your channel is about. If you want to support another channel, let them know that you're supporting them. You might get some support back. I am big on YouTubers helping each other. I feel like that's how smaller YouTubers, that's a good way for us to grow. Not the only way, obviously. We got to put out great content. Thank you, Malvin Jackson. I appreciate that. I did work in radio in Houston for a while on talk radio on a sports show. So I appreciate that compliment, and I do enjoy that kind of format. So, oh yeah, y'all remember I took out my gift. I did the live stream Friday night to let you all know what Poetry sent me. So this is it. She sent me my Yeti microphone. This is it, and I used it last night for the live stream, for the call-in live stream, and I'm going to use it again today after I shut this stream down. And I'm hoping that, like, there's some things that you all will hear about in this live stream today that you all will feel compelled enough to call and talk about after this is over. So we got 20 more seconds for you all just to focus on, promoting your channel. But all throughout this live stream, anytime you see me live streaming, please feel free to come in and promote your channel. That's always okay with me. And and let other channels know you're supporting them, you might get some support back. Okay, so we are at the 5-minute mark. Let me tell y'all what's on the menu for today. You can decide if you want to stay or go, or just hang out with me and not pay attention to what I'm talking about. It's always up to you. Oh, no problem, Sandra D. I hate that you missed it because I wanted as many people in there as possible, like I always do. But we're gonna do it again right after this live stream. Literally, I'm gonna, when I shut this live stream down, maybe 10 minutes at the most, however long it takes me to get set up to get the call in going. That's what we're gonna do. Jump right into the call in. So today we got a couple of RIPs for George H.W. Bush and Ken Berry that we're going to get through. We got a little bit of talk about Amber Geiger and some Missouri cops, the riots in Paris. We got a little bit of talk about Wisconsin, a school in Wisconsin and some things that happened there, or a thing that happened there. We got more talk about Les Moonves, even though he's already had to step down from his position at the head of CBS. There's more to that story. We also have, Animation's Real, Riots in Paris. Some talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson. If I'm mispronouncing his name, let me know. I think it's deGrasse. Kareem Hunt. We're going to talk about him and his naughty behavior. Again, Dwight Howard, we'll discuss a little bit more about him, and Payless and the stunt that they pulled, which I love. I thought was brilliant. We're going to talk about a Pringles thief over in the UK, and we're going to talk about Starbucks and a decision that they've decided to make about their internet service. So let's just go on. Y'all know we get the sad, serious death stories out of the way first, and then we move on to the stuff that's entertaining, political, controversial, whatever. Oh, okay. Thank you, Deborah. She said I'm saying his name correctly. Thank you. I don't mind being corrected, and I surely don't know everything. So here we go. Rest in peace to George H.W. Bush. I'm not going to go through the whole history of his life. I think that it would be a lot to cover. So I decided on going with the story that covered the last day of his life. James Baker, who served as Secretary of State under George H.W. Bush, was a close friend of the family, and he stopped by to see him on the last day of his life. Of course, not knowing that that would be the last day of his life. He said that when he saw him that morning, he was more alert than he had been for several days, and that he was having a really big breakfast, and that that pretty much everybody who was there around him, they were beginning to think, okay, here we are again. He's going to surprise us with another big bounce back day. Hey, Slick, thanks for coming in. And so Baker, he then left the Bush home and returned that evening to find George H.W. had greatly weakened from when he saw him earlier that morning. And he was spending what would be his last hours on the phone with family members saying his goodbyes. He got 43 on the phone, 43 being George W. Bush, his son, and he said, "I love you." And then 43 said, "I love you, Dad." And George H.W. replied, "I love you too." And those were the last words that he spoke to tell his son that he loved him. So George H.W. Bush died at his Houston home on Friday night, shortly after 10 o'clock p.m. And he had suffered from vascular Parkinsonism, is what they call it, Parkinsonism. And in recent years had struggled to speak more than a few words at a time. He was the son of a senator. He was the father of Jeb Bush, the two-term governor of Florida. He was also the father of George W. Bush, the two-term governor of Texas, who went on to win 2 terms as the president of the United States. And the public will be able to pay its respects to him from 7:30 p.m. Monday to 7 o'clock a.m. Wednesday at the U.S. Capitol Rotunda in Washington. And there's going to be a funeral held at the Washington National Cathedral on Wednesday, and it will be the first presidential funeral since Gerald Ford died in 2006. So it's been a while. And then his body is going to return to Houston for another funeral service that's planned at St. Martin's Episcopal Church on Thursday. And then Thursday, after that funeral, his casket is going to be taken by train to College Station, Texas, accompanied by some family members and close friends. And a funeral procession is then going to travel on George Bush Drive toward the Bush Library Complex. And he's going to be buried there Thursday in College Station, Texas, in a family plot behind the George H.W. Bush Presidential Library and Museum at Texas A&M University, where he will be laid alongside his wife of 73 years and former First Lady Barbara and his daughter Robin. So he's dead at the age of 94. May he rest in peace. That's all I got to say about that. Let me see if you all have anything to say about that before we move on to the next rest in peace. Okay, Slick says happy, he hopes that everybody's having a beautiful, happy Sunday. Deborah says, I wasn't a fan of his while he was president, but just like Jimmy Carter, he was a better ex-president. Yeah, Jimmy Carter's still hanging in there. And I was just thinking, like, wow, all these places, he's like traveling more dead than a lot of people travel alive. Like, that's a lot of moving around for that body. My family calls funerals homegoing. One funeral and party and you gone. Yeah, a lot of people, I hear the term homegoing service a lot of the time too. So yeah, he's having a series of them. I mean, like, that's a lot of moving around of a body, but you know, I guess with presidents, that's kind of the way it goes. I really don't remember how it was when President Ford died. Another rest in peace. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you all for still coming in. I appreciate it. The actor who played Captain Wilton Parmenter on F Troop and Benton Harper on Mama's Family has died, and I knew him from Mama's Family. He was hilarious as that son, Benton. Ken Berry is his name, and he was encouraged into show business by his U.S. Army sergeant, who was the person who would become Star Trek legend Leonard Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy was his U.S. Army sergeant. Hi, Shelly. Thank you for coming in. Ken Berry died Saturday at Providence St. Joseph Medical Center in Burbank, according to his ex-wife, who is actress Jackie Joseph Lawrence. He was also known for his role as Counselor Sam Jones on Mayberry RFD, which was the spinoff to The Andy Griffith Show. And after F Troop was canceled, which was where he first kind of got his fame, it was canceled after 2 seasons. Ken Berry was introduced as the widowed farmer Sam in the final 4 episodes of The Andy Griffith Show. And his son on that series was played by Jodie Foster's brother, Buddy. I don't know if any of us are old enough to like have known any of that. And when Vicki Lawrence decided to reprise her role as Thelma from recurring sketches on The Carol Burnett Show, Ken Berry came on board as the dim locksmith Benton, her son on Mama's Family. He was born on November 3rd, 1933 in Moline, Illinois. And his father was an accountant. His mom was a housewife. Hi, Parveen. How are you doing? And he was a teenager. When he was a teenager, he wanted a chance to dance and sing along with this touring group called the Horace Height Youth Opportunity Program. And in this program, they traveled to a different town every Sunday night. And he came home after he traveled with that company, graduated from high school, and then he joined the U.S. Army just after the Korean War. And after that, he won a talent contest. Excuse me, y'all. After that, he won another talent contest for doing a tap dancing routine, and that earned him a trip to New York and a spot on a show called Soldier Parade that was some ABC show. And Leonard Nimoy invited him to the Special Services Corps, and they entertained troops around the country. And after that, he won another talent contest, and this time that got him on the Ed Sullivan show called Toast of the Town. And Leonard Nimoy told him, quote, "You ought to get in touch with some of the people at the talent departments at the studios." And Ken Berry told him, told Leonard Nimoy, "I don't know how to do that." And so Leonard Nimoy said, "I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you." And he did, and the rest is basically history. Ken Berry appeared more than a dozen times on the Carol Burnett Show. And in 1974, he appeared on the final season of The Brady Bunch, which I didn't know that, where he played an adoptive father of three multiracial kids. That particular episode was supposed to serve as a backdoor pilot for a series that never got picked up. And I think that's something that would have been really interesting to see in the mid 1970s. A show about a white single father of three multiracial children. Anyway, he also appeared on Rawhide, Little House on the Prairie, which y'all know I love, where he played a circus clown on that episode. He appeared on Fantasy Island and The Golden Girls. In 1960, he married actress Jackie Joseph, and she was from the Doris Day Show and also Gremlins movies later. And they adopted two children before they got divorced in 1977. He says that the highlight of his career was working on F Troop, and he is now dead at the age of 85. May he rest in peace as well. And those are the only two rest in peace stories we have. And so now we can get on just to the news, the controversial stuff, the fun stuff, the interesting stuff. Let's see here. What are y'all saying? Deborah says Kim Berry. He was on the show Mayberry RFD. I used to watch that show. Animations Real says there was actually a Mayberry RFD. There was actually a Mayberry RFD. Thought that was always a joke. Yes, that was a real show. And I'm good. Thank you, Parveen, for asking. I appreciate that. Deborah says she still watches Mama's Family on MeTV. I love Mama's Family. That show is hilarious. That show is so funny. And Benton is hilarious on it. And I like the one who played his wife. Was her character's name Naomi? I love that. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Parveen says, "I'm so beautiful." I appreciate that. Kiddo says, "So sad about Kim Berry. He was 85 years of age." Yeah, definitely sad. Malvin says, "Yeah, would have been cool show to get reaction just like All in the Family was." Yes, I still watch All in the Family to this day. Norman Lear was just really ahead of his time as far as the content that he brought to TV at the time that he did. A character like Archie Bunker, kind of like when Instant Replay called and we talked about doing a reboot of In Living Color. I was saying that I don't think that it would work because, hi, Right Wing Daddy, thank you for coming in. Oh, Right Wing Daddy, you clean my feet with your tongue. I don't think you'd want to do that, but I appreciate you for coming in. I just don't think that in today's political climate, where everyone is so politically correct about everything, that a character like Archie Bunker would work. But like Instant Replay said, that reboot of a show like All in the Family would have to work on a show like In Living Color would have to work on a cable network. And I think that All in the Family, it would have to be the same thing. But yeah, Archie Bunker, I love that character. I love that character. And then when they brought the Jeffersons in to move next door to them, to see the dynamic between Archie Bunker and George Jefferson, oh my God, that was just some good TV. I loved watching how the two of them played off of each other. So, moving on, we got now, briefly, Malvin says, "I think people would love All in the Family." Yeah, I think that people would love it. I just think that some people, there are always people who are like sensitive about things, and some people like just wouldn't. The way that Archie talked about minorities in general, it was funny because we we knew that he was just some ignorant guy, but that was the way a lot of people thought, and so. But to hear in 2018 someone saying the words that Archie Bunker used, people would be sensitive about it. Hey, Poetry, thank you for coming in, love. Look, hold up. Look, Poetry. This is my mic that Poetry bought me, y'all. Hi, Plants Time. Thank you for coming in. So this is it, Poetry. I don't know if you already took yours out, but it is nice and heavy. It's sturdy, so I'm just leaving it here. I'm going to hook it back up after I'm done with this live stream. I'm going to shut it down and have the call-in show in case anybody wants to call in about any of the topics that I'm talking about. It is sexy, it is, and I'm not going to do any Jill Scott activities with my microphone. But yeah, it is sexy, I agree. Um, okay, Amber Geiger. Just another quick update. Yes, thank you, Malvin. It is, and thank you again, Poetry. You just don't understand. Are these reviews of shows? Wait, what do you mean, Shelly? I'm sorry, I'm lost. Amber Geiger. Like I said, a quick update on her. I told you all that as long as I kept hearing things, I would tell you. And I told you all that, we'd be following the story, and as there are more developments, and like I mentioned last week, or was it the week before, that that Dallas has a new DA who said that one of his top priorities was going to be getting a murder indictment on Amber Geiger. And in case anyone needs a reminder, she is the cop who killed Botham Shem Jean out inside of his apartment, claiming that she thought that it was her own apartment. And, a grand jury indicted the former Dallas cop this week. So this will be an interesting story, and we'll just continue to follow it. So let me see if y'all got anything to say about good old Amber, and then we'll go on to another story. It's in the same vein, actually. Let's see here. Shelly, I'm sorry. I got lost when you asked her these reviews of shows. I'm sorry. Poetry says, okay. The shows. No, we were talking about the death of Ken Berry, who was on Mama's Family. He was on a lot of shows, F Troop and the Andy Griffith Show, and so we just kind of started talking about TV in general. So yeah, you didn't really miss anything. Poetry says she hopes that they throw Amber under the jail, and Malvin says cop looks like she's, yes, that Amber Geiger. The first time I saw her, I thought that they probably had the picture wrong because she didn't look like any kind of police officer to me. She looked like a meth head. Hi Dustin, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in. Yeah, TV shows. Thank you for coming in. I hope you're having a wonderful day too. Don't know if you have a YouTube channel. If you do, feel free to promote it in here anytime you see me streaming. And let people know if you're supporting their channels, you might get some support back for your own channel. Let me go on to the next story about these Missouri cops. So we have a bad batch of cops in Missouri who, after a violent Christmas Eve clash with protesters, they bragged about each other kicking and macing people. And there is a newly released body cam video. And on that video, one of the officers is saying, quote, "I went through a whole can of mace." And that, I believe his name is Officer Timothy Anderer. And then he brags to another cop and asks the other cop, "Did you get in any stick time during the action?" And then that cop replies, "I had a couple of good little kicks." So in that melee was a state representative named Bruce Franks Jr. who got arrested that night outside of a mobile gas station, and he alleges that the officers beat him with a baton, kicked him, and maced him in the face, even as he complied with their orders. And several hours before Representative Franks was arrested, a Berkeley police officer had fatally shot an 18-year-old. Let me get that young man's name. An 18-year-old named Antonio Martin, alleging that the teen had pointed a gun at him outside of that mobile gas station. And this came about 4 months after the whole Michael Brown story, and after Michael Brown was killed by a white police officer less than 4 miles away from where this happened in Ferguson. And so protesters soon filled that parking lot, and Representative Franks said that he and other members of a group called Peacekeepers went there to de-escalate the tensions between the demonstrators and the police, but instead he got arrested and attacked by the police. And he says that the police who were there that night were out of control. He also says that, quote, "It took them a while to get us the body cam footage, It's about transparency and accountability. And so he posted that footage on his Twitter account. I'm going to see if my tablet wants to work with me today. And if it does, I will show you all that video. If it doesn't, I won't. But I will warn you that it's a disturbing video to watch. Let's see here. Let me see here. Give me a minute, y'all, please. Okay, thanks for staying with me. Let's see here. Let's go to videos. I'm looking for the video that that Representative Franks posted. And y'all know me and this tablet, we have our issues when it comes time to live stream. Let's see. Hold on, you guys. Let me see. What is that representative name? I might have to go to his Twitter account. It's Bruce Franks Jr. Hold on. Bear with me. Here we go. Hopefully this is a pinned tweet. Okay, here we are. Hopefully you all can read the captions. Thank you, American Copperhead. Okay, y'all see how this thing wants to do? That's not the end of the video. I'm just going to leave it open. I'm going to leave it open and just get to your comments right now. But y'all see how this tablet is doing me? Let's see. What are y'all saying? Right Wing Daddy says he used to date a cop and he enjoyed deep fistings and oral with the family dog. Most cops do. That's sick. Let's see here. Deborah says, oh, she's back. Okay, I didn't know you were gone. Thank you for coming back. Police officers should go through at least 3 years of training. I really do. I don't know like what will make the difference, because I feel like some people just have a mentality to do wrong, and I feel like a lot of police officers enter the force with a mentality to do right, and I don't feel like everyone should be punished. You know, I don't know like what the answer is. Poetry says I have actual footage from that night still on my phone. Wow, were you there, Poetry? Or I know you were living in that area. Did someone send you footage, or were you there protesting? I'm curious. Dustin says, I hope everybody will have a wonderful Christmas this year. Thank you. I hope so too. Dustin says, I'm really scared of police officers, and I'm a white guy. I'm scared of the police officers so bad. Unfortunately, you are not alone, Dustin, and I don't even know what to say. I can honestly say that I have never feared for my life around police officers, but I know that a lot of people do, and I understand that it's a very real fear. I grew up in Texas. I grew up in Houston, Texas, and so it's a, it's a really, I believe that Houston, Texas is the most multicultural city in the United States. It's not like when you think of Deep South and, anything like that, but I went to school in Bel Air, Texas, which is like a suburb of Houston, and the police there have a reputation of being very racist and very aggressive. And I know like a lot of black people don't like driving through Bel Air. I've never had any problems, and like one time, my car stopped while I was driving in Bel Air, and a police officer approached me, and I know people like would a lot of people would freak out at the notion of that, but he was so nice, and he was just like, "Oh, ma'am, is there anything that I can help you with?" He like put out his little flares and things for me, and like waved the traffic away and made sure that I was able to get someone there to help me. So I have never had those experiences that where I felt like something was going to happen to me, but I know that for many people that that's a reality, and it's not just black people. My fiance, I don't know if y'all know, is white, and he feels that way about police officers. He's like, he does not want to deal with police. Like, he, is scared of. Oh, hey, babe. Hey, I was just talking about you. I don't know if you typed because I was talking about you, but I was telling people how you don't like dealing with police, and I'm saying that I know a lot of people don't. Dustin, he says that he's white and he does not. He says that he's scared of police officers. Animation says Texas is leading the charge in indicting cops. Pretty soon others are going to follow suit. Hope it's not too late. Yeah, and I'm proud that Texas, of all states, I'm really proud. Poetry says she was there. Bruce is her friend. Yeah, he's now the state rep from Missouri. Okay, Poetry was there that night. So you can give us better information than I can. Hopefully my tablet will stop tripping and go on and play this story. But let's see here. They must be on St. Louis. Yeah. Okay, this, I don't know. Maybe you're saying they must be in St. Louis. I'm not sure. Oh, Malvin says, I've dated plenty of girls with drug issues. Really? Maybe that's another topic for a live call-in show. I'm interested. Let's see here. Dustin says, yeah, okay, Dustin does have a YouTube channel mostly about jean skirts. Really? Okay, Dustin, that's interesting. Like, okay, I kind of want to see that just because. I don't know if you're putting us on, but that sounds interesting to me. Let me see here. Thank you for coming in and contributing to the chat. Let's see here. What? Oh, the right wing daddy says, sorry to change the subject, but can I get one of them twerk videos? Yes, for the right price, you sure can. Right wing daddy, you're a cut up. Let's see here. Hold up, let's see. Dustin says 2 months ago on October 10th, we had a Category 5 Hurricane Michael hit South Florida and Georgia. I'm from Georgia, and we got a lot of damage. And oh, Malvin says that he's in Florida. Michael hit North Florida. And then Right Wing Daddy asked for a twerk video. Let's see. Poetry says that she was there during every protest until a couple of years ago, and Bruce and her are close friends. Okay, so yeah, I went to his Twitter account and pulled that video. I'm trying to get my tablet to play it. This tablet is really getting on my nerves. Let's see here. Oh, Right Wing Daddy, Poetry is telling you for a $100 super chat donation that you can get that twerk video. Oh, he said he'll donate $50. Okay, well, when I see that $50 light up on my screen, you can get your own personal twerk. You got it. Let's see here. Blockhead Boss Lady is in the house. Thank you for coming in. Y'all know that very fun live call-in show that we had last night. Y'all can thank Blockhead Boss Lady for that, because she's the one who hooked up the app, or hooked me up with the app that I needed to make that a reality for this channel. So I am like so thankful to her. Seriously. Let me go on and get to the next story after I get myself a sip of water. Yeah, Malvin, my husband is in the chat. You're right. So, Right Wing Daddy, be respectful. But yeah, I'm sure he want me to get that money too, so I don't think he mind just a twerk as long as I keep my clothes on. So let me check though one more time if I can get this video going. I hate how this thing is doing. Let me try one more time. because I want y'all to be able to see those quotes from those officers and the way that they're laughing about, kicking and hitting people. Like, it was just like they came there to blow off some steam. It's really despicable. It's really disgusting. This is what's on the screen right now. So I just have the volume turned all the way up. Hopefully I'll hear it kick in a little bit later. Let's see. I'll put it right here. Oh, no, I won't. I'll put it right here. Okay, here we go. The Paris riots, y'all. This is something that I just caught wind of. Paris police say that at least 65 people, including 11 police officers, have been injured from these violent protests that are going on in the French capital. Police say that 140 people have been arrested, and that's the latest updated figures from Saturday afternoon. So it could be that more people have been arrested, could be that more people are injured by now. Some protesters in France have set cars and trash cans on fire in central Paris after police pushed them away from the Arc de Triomphe monument following violent clashes. Sporadic scuffles with police were breaking out on Saturday afternoon in Paris city center. Meanwhile, there were other protesters who are called yellow jackets because of the fluorescent vests they wear. They were marching peacefully elsewhere in Paris. And as I understand, they are protesting against the high fuel prices and high taxes. Y'all, hopefully no one gets killed. I really enjoyed my time in Paris, and I hate seeing the photos that I've seen come back from Paris with these protests that are going on. Graffiti covers the Arc de Triomphe and the gift shop there, and interior sculptures and other artifacts were damaged during these protests. Like you see like pictures of like the statues that are in the Arc de Triomphe, like banged heads out, red eyes blooded out, and it's really messed up. Unfortunately, most of the stories that I've seen are in French, and I do not speak or read French, but a picture speaks 1,000 words, so y'all, I just hate that. Poetry, thank you so much for giving me $5 just to get my week started. Poetry pretty much paid for my lunch on Monday. Thank you, girl. Now I'm going to get me a nice good old veggie burger from Burger King. And I didn't even know that they sold veggie burgers on their menu, but I had one Friday for lunch, and it wasn't half bad. That was not a bad fast food veggie burger. So thank you, Poetry. I got my veggie burger on Monday. Woo! No, she doesn't need to see me do all that, but thank you. Thank you for getting my week started out. Y'all gotta make sure that I get my YouTube, my Google check this month. I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. I'm almost at my threshold. I have to make $100 before I can, get my first Google check, and I'm at over 90. So hey, Poetry, getting me a step closer to that check. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know it. Let's see here. Thank you. I appreciate that, like a boss lady. So here we have another story. Wisconsin, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this school name correctly. I think it's Baraboo School. Won't punish students for doing something that I don't think they should have done. So we have a group of young boys, and I think it's Baraboo High School's class of 2019. They were in a class photo. I believe that it was taken before their junior prom. And better than 90% of the boys in the photo are throwing up a Nazi Sieg Heil salute. I don't know why this is anything that will be happening in any kind of school-related photo for any kind of school-related function, or especially a junior prom in Wisconsin. But after the photo got around on social media, people looked at it and they were wondering, well, what kind of punishment are these boys going to get? So I guess over the last days, the school district has been weighing its options as to how to respond to the controversy, and it seems that they've settled on a decision to do absolutely nothing at all. The superintendent, her name is Lori Miller, and she said, let me see, I want to pull up what she said. She sent a letter to parents in the district on Wednesday, in which she explained that the First Amendment right to free speech made it difficult for the district to punish their students. She noted that, let's see, it is impossible to know, quote, the intentions and the hearts of those who were involved. Hi, Spammy. Thank you for coming. A reporter whose name I can't pronounce. It's Jules. Looks like Suzdaltsev, who interviewed the students in the wake of the controversy, pointed out that just last year, Wisconsin implemented a policy that automatically expels or suspends students who protest at campus events. So that pretty much squashes that whole free speech defense that the superintendent offered. From that reporter's Twitter account, he says, so apparently, this is his quote, so apparently if you do a Nazi salute at a school event, nothing will happen to you. But if you protest against Nazis at a school event, you will be automatically expelled. So apparently only one of these is protected by the First Amendment, end quote. Yeah, that's some total bullshit. And speaking of which, bullshit, someone else tweeted about that story. Hi, Invisible E. Someone else tweeted about that story. I don't know who he is. He's verified on Twitter, but he says, quote, this is utter bullshit. If schools can punish students for saying bullshit, they can punish them for a Nazi salute. So yeah, y'all, that's what's going on in our schools. Let me pull my little space heater a little bit closer to me. Hang on just a second. Look, I'm not going to twerk, but I'll show y'all. Oh, look, I got my short shorts on. Woo. Hold on, let me get my heater. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, Lockhead Boss Lady says schools are out of order. And she says everyone hit that like button. Thank you. Thank y'all. Oh, everybody. It looks like almost everybody has hit the like button. Well, now it's 14 people in here. I'm showing it's 15 likes. Thank you all for hitting that like button for me. Lockhead Boss Lady says, wow, what is the difference to them? Right? Invisible E. Spammy says my hair is gold. Ooh, girl, you know, they keep hitting up my super chat, so I just buy, you know, like the most expensive wigs that money can buy, darling. You know, I'm coming through with my Naomi Campbell for y'all today. Let's see here. Thank you, Spammy. Let's see here. Yeah, Poetry says get the fuck out of here. Yeah, seriously, with this school stuff. Lockhead says I miss the news a lot because of work. Yeah, I understand, and I just, you know, I don't even watch TV. I just literally, I look at Twitter, and whatever catches my attention on Twitter, that's what I talk about with y'all. Sandra DTV says, this is good for me. You're keeping me in the loop because I do not watch the news. I appreciate that. And you know what, Sandra D, that's what a lot of people started telling me, is that they like me doing this because they don't like to watch the news. And so, which is cool with me, because I don't like to watch the news either. And I don't report on everything I see because some of it is just too depressing. But I do feel like even the depressing stuff, if we can talk about it and just get our opinions out, like just mull it over, that maybe it won't seem so depressing and so heavy. And if we can put a little, you know, comedic spin on some of the stuff, then, you know, we can all feel like it's okay at the end of the day. Let's see here. Oh, Burger King is your second job, Lockheed Boss Lady. She said, yes, they do have that. I enjoy that veggie burger. I really do. Right Wing Daddy says, I've seen the free twerk you did with Lockheed Boss Lady and I want more. No, I only do free twerks on other people's channel, not mine. You got to pay for the twerk when you come here. And see, Poetry didn't even ask for a twerk. She just gave me $5. That's my homegirl, y'all. And look, for y'all who just came in, this is the mic that Poetry bought for me. She just had it sent to me last week because she knows I'm trying to step up my game with my channel. Like, y'all, who does that? You know? Who does that? Thank you so much again, Poetry. Kiddo asking y'all to support my channel and others. Thank you very much for that. Oh, Lordy, let's see here. What are y'all saying? Oh, look, Jersey Kickboxing is in the house. Hey, thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Um, Sandra says that is why I do not watch it because it's too depressing. I just can't. And so many people feel that way, Sandra, and I understand. And I feel like it's everybody's right to do whatever they want to do. Some people will try to judge you because you're not informed. You know what's going on in the world. No, you don't. Do what you have to do to take care of yourself and your family. And if you feel like watching the news or reading a newspaper, then do it. And if you don't, then don't. I just feel like whatever higher power you believe in is going to take care of you. I believe God's got me. So, some things I know, some things I don't know, some things I don't want to know, and I just leave it alone. Let's see here. Spammy is eating popcorn for the first time in ages. What kind of popcorn are you eating? Are you just eating popcorn with butter, salt, or you got any flavor on it? Let's see what's going on. Deborah says some of the dumb kids only went along with an idea that others had. They didn't even know what they were doing. The ones that did were on their Twitter laughing about how they got others to go along. Yeah, and I saw a quote saying that from one of the kids saying, we even got the black kid to do it. That's like, oh my God, ugh. Oh, she said it's just sweet popcorn. So yeah, y'all, that's that. I'm so mad at this tablet. Look, it's still spinning. I'm trying to show y'all the video from that not Ferguson. It's Missouri. I can't remember the town. But yeah. Let me see. Will it play for me now? Come on. Because I got another video that I need to show y'all. So I need for this to play. Okay. Anyway. More stories about another, I won't say more, but another story about Les Moonves, y'all, and his nasty ass. So this is a news story that came out this week. Les Moonves, he was already removed from his role as the head of CBS just a little bit earlier this year, a couple of months ago, or less. And that was after 12 women came out in a New Yorker interview and accused him of either sexual harassment or outright sexual assault. And this is a story whose beginnings date back to 1995. The year I graduated high school. And it comes full circle to this year. When Les Moonves told a struggling talent agent whose name is Marv Dower in the wake of the Me Too movement that, quote, if Bobby talks, I'm finished. So, keep in mind that name Bobby. Back in 1995, Marv Dower, who is the talent agent, set up a meeting for a new actress named Bobby Phillips to meet with Les Moonves in hopes of getting her cast to do a big TV show. She was new to the acting world, so she didn't even know who Les Moonves was. She was a girl from South Carolina, I think, just like she considered herself just a small town girl from South Carolina. She had done a couple of fitness magazine covers, and that was all, she was just a good looking girl who wanted to act. And so she didn't know who Les Moonves was. And so when Marv Dower, the talent agent, tried to explain to her that Les Moonves launched shows like Friends and ER, she was very excited, at the thought of meeting him. And so on the afternoon of Tuesday, March the 7th in 1995, Bobby Phillips arrived at the Warner Brothers studios in Burbank, California. Hi, Nathan. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in. And Les Moonves signaled for her to take a seat in his office and told her that he was going to connect her with the casting director for ER. Hey, King, thanks for coming in, bestie. And so Miss Bobby Phillips says that this is what happened next. She says that Mr. Moonves led her to an easel in his office, like he walked her over there, and showed her the status. That this was an easel that had the status of various shows that were Warner Brothers productions. So she's looking at this easel, impressed with what she's seeing on the thing, and then she turns around to face him, and the very next thing out of his mouth, she says, was, quote, Look how hard you make me. So this is in his office. She said that she saw that he had undone his trousers, exposing his erect penis to her. And she said that Mr. Moonves, who was then married at the time with 3 children, the next thing out of his mouth was, "Be my girlfriend and I'll put you on any show." And then he grabbed her by the neck, pushed her to her knees, and forced his penis into her mouth. And then moments later, the intercom buzzed, and it was Mr. Levy returning his call. The one who was just calling, the one who he was just calling, trying to tell him about this actress. And so he just, answered the phone, says, "Hey, I have this great actress," and that's what she heard him say. And so one of the first things that she noticed in his office when she got there was a bat, and she said that she just wanted to pick that bat up and bash his head off. But meanwhile, he was over there on the phone, just back to business. And yeah, okay, well, hung up the phone, tells her, "Hey, John wants to meet with you." And so she made up some excuse to leave, and she just ran out of the door. Quote, this is from Les. "I strongly believe that the sexual encounter with Miss Phillips more than 20 years ago was consensual." That's what he said in a statement to the Times. Now, later that same day in 1995, Marv, the talent agent, called Mrs. Bobby Phillips to ask her how the meeting had gone. And she said, "Not very well. I don't want to talk about it." So the next day, Les Moonves called Marv Dower, the talent agent, and said that he wanted to introduce Miss Phillips to some producers. He relayed the message to her. She said, "Absolutely not. Keep him away from me." She didn't want anything to do with him. And so, excuse me, y'all. She told Mr. Dower that she would never speak to Les Moonves again. Hi, food lover. She said that she would never work with Les Moonves again. She didn't care who he was, how important he was, and then she started crying. And so, she said, he says, "I didn't want to push her, but she told me that he violated her. He must have done something awful." That's all that he knew. So before the incident with Les Moonves, apparently she loved going to her auditions. And so now, after this, the thought of going to an audition gave her anxiety attacks. She refused to attend any kind of meetings without someone else present. And, like her husband, she wouldn't just go to any casting meetings alone anymore. And once before attending a movie screening, she was so scared of potentially running into Les Moonves that she vomited in an alley outside of a theater. She ended up having some minor roles, but her career never took off. And she got married, had a son, and then got divorced. And then she got married again. And her second husband told her that, she didn't need to be stressing about being in front of the camera. And so in 2003, she retired from acting, and she moved her family to the Toronto area. And that was kind of like the end of her acting career, if you would call it that. I'm looking to see. Oh, yeah. So anyway, just before the whole Harvey Weinstein story broke in October of last year, she started to begin acting again. And after the Harvey Weinstein story broke, the New York Times reached out to Marv Dower, her talent agent, to ask if they knew about any sexual misconduct allegations against Les Moonves. So he knew about the story with Bobby, obviously, but what he did was he called Les, and they both, basically to give Les Moonves a heads up, and they both agreed, "Hey, let's get Bobby some acting jobs to shut her up." And so according to Marv, Les said, "I think that I'll be okay, but if Bobby talks, I'm done." So he wasn't worried about what anybody else had to say, but so apparently in his mind, he knew that there was an issue with what he'd done with this woman. So a few days later, Marv texted Les to let him know that that he was going to reach out to her. And he also let him know that the Times was still calling him. And so Les texted back and told him not to speak to anyone. And so those texts on that day were the beginning of hundreds of text messages between those two men that would follow. And those text messages will now determine if Les Moonves gets that $120 million exit package from CBS. Remember when I talked about him leaving CBS before, and I said that he was going to get this huge severance package of $120 million? Well, not if these messages between the two of them prove that he actually did sexually assault someone. And so, Marv was basically trying to be the middleman and broker this peace deal between Les Moonves and Bobby Phillips, the woman who he sexually assaulted. He told Les that he went back to Bobby and says, "Hey, Les might have some potential work for you." And she was pissed off that he was even still in touch with Les Moonves. She never wanted a thing from this man. She told him that she didn't want a thing from him, and nor was she planning on going to the press. She was just trying to figure out how to move on with her life. And so he texted Les Moonves back, and he tells him, quote, "I was just on the phone with Bobby, and I think you're going to be very, very happy." So they had this whole text exchange about what transpired between Bobby and Marv that day. And what I hadn't told you earlier in the story is that Marv was once a somewhat powerful talent agent, but he had been down on his luck for some years by this time. And from the outside looking in, people might have thought that he was some rich and powerful man, but his client list by this time had dwindled down to nothing but a few B-list actors. And he had almost lost his home in a foreclosure. So he was hoping to show Les Moonves that he would do all that he could to keep Bobby's mouth shut. Hopefully in exchange for Les being able to put him back on top again. And so here are some more of their text messages from last year. Quote, now this is the talent agent Marv saying, "New York Times just called again. Obviously I didn't answer the phone." End quote. Les replied, "Thanks, praying." That's all that Les Moonves had to say. So he's sitting there praying, I guess, that he doesn't get exposed as a sexual assaulter. And so that was December 13th. The very next day, December the 14th, Marv had decided, I guess, to make this problem his own problem. He said, quote, "There's going to be a way to beat these bastards. Even I'm not sleeping too well." So he's, like I said, he's just trying to do everything to get in on Les's good side, because Les doesn't think that he has a problem. As long as Bobby doesn't talk, Les is fine, according to Les. So 6 days later, the next text from Marv. "Just got a voicemail from the New York Times, same lady. I wonder when they will realize I'm not speaking to them. It's about the 10th time they've called me." Les simply replied, quote, "This sucks." That's it. So by the next month, CBS all of a sudden was showing interest in working with Marv and Marv's clients. And so all of a sudden, like I said, now CBS wants to work with his clients. Now he's got some things moving and happening. And in exchange for getting him some work and getting his clients some work so that he can get that percentage, Marv gave Les Moonves an autographed Babe Ruth photo that belonged to him for a while. And he texted him, "I'm sure that it will be in safekeeping with your family for a long time." So Les thought that he had dodged a bullet on February 16th when Ronan Farrow released a long-feared article in the New Yorker. And so y'all know, when I've been talking about these Me Too stories, a lot of the big stories about the big giants that have broken have been Ronan Farrow stories. So he thought that Ronan Farrow was going to be writing a story about him, but it turns out the Ronan Farrow story that came out on February the 16th was about President Trump and his alleged affair with a former Playboy bunny named Karen McDougal, not at all about Les Moonves. And so, like I said, Ronan Farrow, he's been busting out the big names ever since the Harvey Weinstein story. So Marv Dower texted Les Moonves about that story, saying, quote, "I knew about the affair over a year ago," referring to the affair between Donald Trump and this Playboy bunny. He says, "So you can tell that I know how to keep my mouth shut." So these two guys, like I said, just went on, and there are hundreds of text messages. But basically, if you read those text messages, Les Moonves definitely comes out looking like a sexual assaulter. And this washed up talent agent looks like a filthy, blackmailing piece of trash. And yeah, I can't talk about the whole story because it's a lot and it would take up like this whole live stream. So that's enough. You get the idea of what's going on. And so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And I hope that, I mean, Les Moonves is already a multimillionaire. I hope that he doesn't get a dime of that $120 million severance package that he would get from CBS. It doesn't even seem like it's anything like right that he's going to be dismissed for being, a sexual assaulter, a sexual predator on the job, and well, you can't work here anymore, but here's $120 million. Like, what? Like, why is this even under consideration? But anyway, I hope he doesn't see a dime of that. He really needs to be in jail somewhere. But anyway, let me see what y'all are saying. Spammy says, do you go to the gym every day? 5 days a week, Spammy. I have Fridays and Sundays off. Deborah says, Les got way more than that from CVS Viacom. Let's see, not exactly the same thing, but Megyn Kelly walks with $60 million from NBC. Yeah, not exactly the same thing. Deborah said if he did it once, there are more people out there who never made it as actresses. Oh yeah, for sure. Jersey says it's not fair to get a severance package for raping someone when people that get fired for being late too many times don't get shit not even unemployment. 100%, I agree with you on that. Yeah, like doesn't like you're not there just because you decided to retire and you want to move to Florida. No, you're not there because you've been found out for sexually assaulting women. How do you get a dime? I don't understand. Animation says creeps have to resort to sexual assault. Yep. Yeah, they do. It's disgusting. Let's see here. Poetry says, I would think anyone he was going to hook me up with would do the same, would do, I think you're saying would do the same thing. Poor girl. Yeah, exactly. Like, how could she ever trust anybody again? I understand when she's saying that she, like would be having anxiety attacks about going on auditions and would not want to go there by herself. I understand. This happened before he met Julie Chen. Yeah, I don't know how long him and Julie Chen have been married, but I do know that he was married at the time that this happened. But I don't think that Julie Chen is his only wife. I think that their marriage is fairly recent. But yeah, Melvin, we are talking about Julie Chen's husband. Julie Chen, who had so much to say, apparently, because I don't watch that show, whatever. I don't like those panel talk shows, The View, The Talk, The Real, The this, The that. It's like a bunch of women just talking over each other, so I don't have a tolerance for them. But I understand that Julie Chen had a lot to say about Camille Cosby for not coming forward and how she must have known what Bill was doing and she should have been more proactive and speaking out for these women. But now that it's her husband, she don't have shit to say. So Julie Chen, look, you hypocrite. Because she wouldn't even show up for work when they all sat around and had a round table discussion about Les Moonves, but she was nowhere to be seen. Yeah, that's karma. Was wondering how she was on CBS so much. Yeah, and you know what? When you think about it, you guys, like, how many of these women are getting acting jobs because they were, just good looking to the man who saw them. He wanted to screw them, and so they said, okay, that's fine with me. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to be famous. Because, that's what a lot of these women in the Me Too movement came out to say, basically. Like, he offered me, he said that if I performed oral sex, that I would get this role or whatever. And when you think about it, a lot of the top actresses that we have out there are not the best actresses in the world. They're not necessarily the best looking things in the world or whatever, but like how many women who are acting, a lot of high dollar actresses are mediocre as hell. And so like, I just wonder how, this must go on a whole lot, and that doesn't surprise me, but I just think that it happens a whole lot. Jersey Kickboxing says these celebrities and politicians can forget about that whole secrecy thing they had on lock for the longest because of social media outlets like YouTube and the internet, Facebook, etc. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Things are coming out. What's done in the dark comes to the light. What? Hold up. Oh, okay. So Poetry got a shameless a plug for her Vlogmas on her channel, and Grown Folks session will be a day early. Okay, so it's going to be on December 13th, and there's a $100 give back giveaway. So y'all, Poetry's channel is where we need to be on December 13th. Is it still going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? And I need the link because I told you, like, I missed your last one and I didn't see it. I went to your channel looking for it and it didn't show up. So I need to be sure that I have the link because I don't want to miss it. Let's see here. Go to the school with that extension cord and watch how they get right. Those badass kids. Oh no, oh, that's funny. Oh, I didn't see Mrs. LP come in. Hey, Mrs. LP, are you still? I don't know if you're still in here. Thank you for coming in. I didn't see you come in. I don't think I saw you come in. Anyway, let's see here. Thank you. Oh yeah, because I went to the next story as soon as you came in. Okay. Let's see, what else are y'all saying? Jersey Kickboxing. I should have known. We had something to say about Julie Chen. Says she's another white worshiping agent. She even got plastic surgery. Damn hypocrite. Yeah, did she? What is? I heard something about her getting plastic surgery to make her eyes wider. I hate the thought of Asian women doing that because I love. I think that that's like the most defining character I think about Asian women is their thin, like kind of slanted eyes. I think that that's beautiful. I hate the thought of them trying to westernize themselves by making their eyes look bigger. I hate that. Hold up, let's see. I'm missing some comments. Hold up. $120 million can get you everybody in Dallas a C note. Can get everybody in Dallas a C note. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they got married in 2004. She's coming back on air herself. 2000. Okay, so it was in the 2000s. She's only going to be doing the TV show Big Brother. Okay, yeah, and she went right back to Big Brother. She never went back to her little panel talk show, whichever one it is. But yeah, I heard that she went straight back to Big Brother. So who's wrong in that situation? Are you talking about animation when I talk about the girls who are like willing to give up themselves to get ahead? I think both people are wrong. But I think that as long as nobody, like if the girls keep their mouths shut about it, then it just is what it is. But I think, you know, what do they say? Robbery. What is it about? There's a quote about fair exchange isn't robbery or robbery. There's some quote, but like if she's getting something out of it, then whatever. Like, but my thing is if you willingly put yourself out there like that to get what you wanted, then don't come back later and cry rape. If you were willing to expose yourself, whatever, to perform oral sex on somebody, whatever it is you did, if you were willing to do that so that you could get a role in whatever ABC show or whatever CBS show, then don't 20 years later come back and say he forced me to perform oral sex on him. No, you gave up something to get something that you wanted, so yeah. But this particular lady's story, because she did not want anything from Les Moonves, I actually feel for her. Hey, Chevy Power Fox, how are you doing? Hold up now. I got another super chat. Y'all making me rich up in here. Thank you, Jersey Kickboxing. He gave me another $2. He said it wasn't just her eyes, it was her whole face. I did not realize that, and I don't know what she looked like before. I think that she's a pretty woman now, but I just hate that. I really, really hate seeing people do that. Is really sad. Let's see here. Thank you, Jersey Kickboxing. Jersey Kickboxing and Poetry have made me rich today. They've gotten me closer to being able to get my little Google check this month. Thank you. Let's see here. Okay, she was taking a break from the talk, but still doing Big Brother. Is she going to return to the talk? I don't think she is. Shelly says, we all know how Hollywood works. The casting couch has never been a secret. Oh, yeah, 100%. Um, it's not. It's not a secret. I just think that if that's going to be a thing, then I think that both participants need to be willing. And if you were willing in 1985 to do what you need to do to get your role, then don't come out in 2017 and say he raped me. That's my thing. But no, this particular woman in this Les Moonves story, I totally feel for her, if everything that I'm reading is true. My guess, 50% got put on that way, men and women combined. Yep, because these Hollywood executives seem to have a thing for men and boys as well. So, yep. Shelley says, yes, it's a serious epidemic. They actually have parents set the surgery set up for them as early as high school. Wow. To westernize their features, I guess you're talking. That is so sad. She was told that she would not make it in the news industry. Hint why she got plastic surgery. Yeah. Yeah. Chevy Power Fox is in the house. Hey, baby girl. Hey. I appreciate you for coming in here. Deborah says she was told to do it or she would never get anywhere in the news. Bosses used to tell her she looked bored and not interested in the stories. Oh, wow. Julie talked about it in the talk 2 years ago. Okay, I didn't know that. Animation says, yep, just ask Quincy Jones. Yeah, I bet that's the one to ask. He was spilling everybody else's tea earlier this year, but he didn't spill his, because I've heard some things about Mr. Quincy Jones. Spammy said, so not looking forward to work tomorrow. Don't be like that, Spammy. You should be happy and ready and thankful you have a job and you can take that money and go buy you some more popcorn and horsies and ponies and wigs. It's good to be going to work, right? Let's see. Okay, Deborah said she's not coming back to talk. That's what I had always heard, but, it's hard to keep up with all these stories. Let's see here. So, yeah, that's her. So now we got, it should be 10:25 there, right? Is it 10:25 there? Spammy? I think it's a 6-hour time zone difference. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the black astrophysicist, is being investigated for allegations of sexual misconduct. The Fox Broadcasting Company and National Geographic, which both host Tyson's shows, Cosmos, said that they are investigating accusations from 3 different women against him. Both networks saying that they are taking the allegations seriously, and the stories were detailed in this blog called Religion Blog Ideas, I believe is what it was called. One incident allegedly occurred during his grad school years in the 1980s when a fellow student accused him of drugging her and then raping her. She said, quote, I only recall being at the astronomy department the next day. I do not know how long I was in his apartment. I have no idea how I got back to my apartment. I do not even remember waking up the next day. So that's one woman's claim. Another woman said that he reached under her dress without her consent to see a tattoo of hers at an after party in 2009. And let's see, she said, my experience with him is he's not someone who has great respect for female bodily autonomy. And the third woman says that he sexually harassed her multiple times while she worked as his assistant. She says that she quit as a result. And she says, quote, she feels like most people don't believe, she said, I feel like most people don't believe he's a predator because of his status as an educator. He did recently respond to each of the accusations on his Facebook account. It was a very long response, which I will not read just because it's so very, 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 very long. But the way that he laid it out, he addressed each incident separately. And long story short, he says that he's innocent and he understands that he is guilty in the court of public opinion, but he is in every way welcoming the investigation. So we shall see what happens. Let's see here what y'all are saying. And I'm so mad, you guys. I don't know why this tablet is still stuck on this same page, because I want to show y'all another video. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see if it's going to play for me. I just want to cry. I'm so sad. Like, this is like a waste of money. This isn't going to play videos. That's the only thing I bought it for. Hold on. This angers me. Hold on. I just want to see if I can get this going. Give me a second, y'all. Do y'all hear Rocco? Let's see. I'm just pulling up a random video to see if it will play for me. It's not. Let me restart this thing. Okay, I'm shutting it down because I still want to play my videos for y'all. That's why I got that stupid thing. Let's see here. What are y'all saying? And I just bought the thing. Shelly's saying I must need a complete software update. I just bought this thing literally like 2 weeks ago. I've only used it for 2 live streams so far. Well, let's see here. I hate that the Me Too movement has gone Hollywood too. I feel like Hollywood jacked this Me Too movement because a lot of people I don't even remember the lady's name who started the Me Too movement. It was a black woman who started the Me Too movement so that she could try to help be a voice or help women who needed a voice, minority women, poor women, even poor white women, who didn't have like maybe the legal representation or the backing that they needed to talk about these stories when they got out. And the last story that I saw that was an actual, what I would consider a Me Too story, was a story that broke about Ford Motor Company and how they were abusing women. It was like just a regular practice for them to, oh, well, you want to raise? Well, come and, have sex with me, and this was like going on like with women who were factory workers, women who are single mothers who have 3 children that they got to provide for. And they, this is the only job that they can get. It's not like, these actresses where, you've already made $20 million on your last role, but like now, I want you to get on the casting couch with me, and do it to me. But like, okay, you don't want to do that, but you're not shit out of luck like these women would be if they tried to speak up and they don't have anyone standing behind them. So that's why she started this movement. And I do feel like Hollywood has hijacked this movement, and I really hate that. Because now everybody's all concerned about Hollywood starlets who are going to be okay one way or another. So yeah, anyway. Yep, Kiddo says poetry. Corey Feldman has been screaming at the top of his lungs about the casting couch, and no one believed him. And I think the people I really kind of feel like people just didn't want to believe him. Barbara Walters, interviewed him and made a fool of him. Made him. She made it look like she thought he was crazy. And she did Bette Midler the same way when Bette Midler told her about the accusations against Geraldo Rivera. Barbara Walters has been very dismissive about it when people talk to her about instances where they've been sexually assaulted. Deborah says you should watch the Quincy Jones doc on Netflix and you see how many people he could have told stories about. I bet he's got a whole lot of stories. If you don't like the opposite sex of your own race, how can you love somebody else? Superiority. I don't understand how these white men talk to women that are ashamed to be their own race. It's kind of like if it's kind of like it was ever. It's kind of like it was ever married to Kristen Caravan. I don't know that last, but I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah, like I would not want to be. And Uno and I have done a video about this. But I wouldn't want to be with a white man who every time I turn around, he's talking about how he hates white women and they're so trashy, they're so ugly, they're so fat, they get on his nerves. And my first thing would be, well, isn't your mother a white woman? Like, how do you feel about her? Like, you need to at least respect your mother. And I would hope that no race of another man would want to be with me if all I could do every time he turned around was talk about how I hate black men and they're so sorry and they don't work and they don't take care of their kids and like what is wrong? Like, yeah, that's not where it is. Hey Wolverine, how are you doing, Wolverine? I tweeted Wolverine today. Let's see here. I don't believe this one. When science becomes the Me Too movement, the ish becomes BS. Oh, so you don't believe the story about DeGrasse? And I wonder, I never had that kind of vibe about him. I appreciate how he addressed it actually, and so we'll see. That's kind of where I am with all this. We'll see. Now with Bill Cosby, I kind of did believe that stuff. Some people you just have a feeling about, but we're gonna see what happens. And this is just weird and random. These three women from all these different stages. I don't get it. But yeah, let's see here. But I agree with you. They are beautiful women in the first place. No need for surgery. Talking about Asian women. Yeah, I think that Asian women. I think that everybody is beautiful, and I think that our individuality is what makes us beautiful. Under this wig. I like wearing my wig, but I love wearing my natural hair. And I get so many compliments in public when I wear my natural hair, and I can blow it out. I can have it fluffy. I can wear it in an afro. I can do different things, and I feel that for black women, that's that's probably our most definable feature is our hair and the way that it defines gravity. And I think that for Asian women, and Asian people in general, probably their most distinctive feature is the slant of their eyes and the thinness and the slant of their eyes. And I think that that's beautiful. Other people can't do that. Why would you want to undo it and just look like everybody else, Shelly says you must need. Oh yeah, the complete software. No, I don't know why my little tablet's doing that. It's pissing me off. Yeah, these particular women in the DeGrasse case, I don't know why they waited. And maybe it's just I don't know. I don't even know how this begins to become an issue. Like, is this just that someone's trying to build a story? I don't know. I really can't explain. Deborah said, don't know enough about the story about Neil deGrasse Tyson. I hope it's not true. It's like he's the only African American out there talking about science. Let's see here. The motive behind these women is they want to be successful and they're okay with doing it, but they feel uncomfortable. So later on they mention it so they don't really have to get the police involved. It's the best of both worlds. I think for some women, and I do think though that there are still some women who genuinely have been attacked and they, for whatever reason, are afraid to come out at the beginning. That's something that Chandra and I touched on the call-in show last night. Because oftentimes when women do come out, the tone that they get when they're being questioned by the police, attorneys, whomever, is like, what did you do to make this happen? What were you drinking? Why were you drinking so much? What were you wearing? How were you acting? What were you doing to entice him? And people don't want to have to deal with that. And so I get that too. But I know that some women have slimy motives as well. So I that's a tough question. Sometimes you have to do all the updates immediately. I purchased a computer a bit ago, and I had to let all the updates run. Okay, it didn't actually begin. Oh, I didn't actually begin using it until the next day that I took. Oh, it took that long. Okay, well maybe I do need to do that. That pisses me off. But okay, maybe yeah, I need to look at this so that I can know that. But the thing is also, Shelly, is that it works fine. Like when I'm prepping for this live stream, it's working fine, playing all the videos because I try to run down and like kind of like do a dry run before I see y'all. But then when I get on here, it's just like like embarrassing me. Like, oh, let's just not work. Let's make her look stupid on our live stream. Let's see. It's like a hater. That tablet's a hater. Let's see. They wait until now because that's when they have the courage to speak up. Yeah, it's not always motive. Some are not. Some are not most. Oh, some were, if not most. Okay, so anyway, yeah, poetry is just saying some women don't have the courage to speak up right away, and I get that. Shelly says if you use it before those updates run, then you'll run into issues like this. Call your tech support; they'll assist you. Okay, thank you. I appreciate, and I will. But it's just like it really, literally does not give me trouble until I come on here, because I promise you, I go through this stuff ahead of time because I want to like do my stream and make it as smooth as possible, but. That little tablet is a hater. Let's see. Hollyweird is a cult. They all know what's going on, and they've been aware of the abuse of children. It's not a secret. Folks know how it goes. Yep. I believe that. I believe that. Oh, poetry says that Barbara acts like that when people talk about sexual abuse allegations with her because Barbara was willingly sleeping her way to the top. She put it in her book. So to her, it's not assault. I guess to her, everything is consensual because with her, everything was. Now, if he did violate these women, he needs to be prosecuted. Yeah. Oh, for sure. If it comes out that DeGrasse violated these women, he needs to be prosecuted. It's hard to believe, and it's not even that I don't want to believe it. I don't know much about him. It's just weird. That's all. But yeah, I don't have a problem. Some of these men accusations come out and I believe it. But yeah, all these men, if anything comes out and we find that it's true, they need to be in prison, not just stepping down from positions. Because that's outside of Bill Cosby, that's the most that anybody has done. He stepped down from his role as CEO of so and so. He stepped down from his role as president of this company. Well, okay. When is he going to jail? That's good. So he's not going to be missing any work days when he goes to jail. When is that happening? But that's all that happens. Thank you, Jersey. Says I gotta say, you're definitely my favorite YouTuber right now. I used to like Chrissy, but I never heard of somebody that hates black men so much. So I had to stop listening to her. Now she's on the swirling bandwagon while having a black boyfriend. I think she low-key hates black men. It's crazy. I don't get that impression from her, but you're entitled to feel how you feel. I know that now she's saying that it's okay, for dark-skinned black women to swirl, and I think that everything on her platform is about the upliftment of dark-skinned black women in particular. And I think that she's just, to me, the message that I get from her is she's saying that swirling or interracial dating is okay for dark-skinned black women because she feels like black men aren't doing anything to come around to help them with the issue of colorism. So I get where she's coming from, but it is a huge change from how she used to talk just a couple of years ago. So I can understand, she it's definitely a shift, and she's probably going to lose some people. She'll probably gain some people, but yeah, I understand. It's a big shift from how she used to talk. Cosby not convinced. You're saying you're not convinced that Cosby did anything animations? Is that what you're saying? Tarana Burke is the name of the woman. Thank you, who started the Me Too movement. Sidebar, there was a case of an unattractive woman that received plastic surgery, got married, had a baby. The baby, according to the father, was ugly. The husband sued for infidelity. I think I remember hearing that. In conclusion, the husband found out that she had plastic surgery before. I think I remember hearing about that, and I always think about that. Y'all remember there was this TV show that used to, it was all about like people getting ugly or people who whatever felt unattractive getting plastic surgery, and then like they do this big reveal and everybody's like, oh my gosh, you look so great right now. And I was like, what if those people get together like and start mating with each other? They're still gonna have like their original ugly genes in their DNA, and so like the baby's gonna come out ugly, so like they're gonna have to get the baby plastic surgery. Anyway, something I thought about, but whatever. Do you remember that show? Okay, let's move on to Kareem Hunt. Ugh. And this is why I need to get my videos to playing. I want to show y'all this very disturbing video. Let's see. Okay, I restarted my tablet, so let's see. You talk better on black men than her, and you're with a white man. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Again, I appreciate that. But, yeah, look, I've told y'all in the videos that I've done, yeah, I'm with a white man, and I love him. I'm not with him because I love white men, and white men are the bee's knees, like men are men, and I'm seeing that now being with him. This is the first long-term interracial relationship that I've been in. This is the first interracial relationship I've been in. I've gone on dates with men of other races, but men are men, and so I love him. It's not that, oh, white men are the best and black men are down here, black men are the bottom. Like, I don't like for women to come on to my platform and make those comments, and I will always say, my dad is the first man who loved me, and he was a black man. He still is a black man, and I love him. And if I can find a man who loves me the way that man loves me, then that's all that I need, and I don't care what race he is. But yeah, because of who my father is, I can never just sit up and down black men. My father is a hardworking man, took care of 3 girls and a wife. My mom didn't have to work. She worked when I started going to school, but so I didn't have some sorry example of a black man raising me. I had, the best. And so I've not given up on black men. Now when black men do, foul shit, I call them out. I call them out on it, and I still have a long list of people I need to get to because I don't like how they disrespect black women openly. I don't like that. And so I will individually call them out, but I'm not like, ooh, all these black men and like, ooh, women, y'all need to leave these black men. That's not what I'm on, because there's good and bad in every race. There just is. Let's see. Let's see if my little tablet will cooperate with a player like me today. Let's see. Poetry, what is your friend's name again? I'm trying to look for that video. Representative what Franks? Representative something Franks. I forgot his name. Bruce R. Franks, thank you. Bear with me, y'all, please. I want to see if this will play, because now this is the second story that I'm going to need to write. That I'm going to need to show a video for. Representative Bruce Franks. It's not coming up. Come on. I'm going to go to videos. Let's see here. Damn. It's not coming up. Okay, let me just see if this video will play. Son of a bitch. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm tripping out. I wanted to show y'all that now this video is playing. Okay, we got another NFL player caught on camera physically assaulting a woman. This time it's Kareem Hunt of the Kansas City Chiefs. I have seen the video and I really don't know the story behind it. I'm so sick of seeing these videos that have no audio. So all that I can tell you is what I have heard and what I have been able to see from that video. The woman who we see him pushing and shoving and even kicking, I believe, at some point in the video. I'm I'm told several stories, but there are several things I'm hearing. One version is that this woman who he's assaulting in the video was referring to his girlfriend as a cunt, and that she referred to him as a nigger multiple times. Yes, he is a black man, and yes, the woman he beat appears to be a white woman. The NFL is doing some wishy-washy, half-ass investigation, and I'm not feeling it. This incident happened back in February, and somehow the NFL, with all of its infinite resources, couldn't get a hold of the video. Y'all know I don't believe that. I believe that they did not want to get a hold of the video because Kareem Hunt is bringing money to the NFL. I believe that his final punishment thus far, and I've even heard different stories on what his punishment has been. I've heard that he's gotten a 6-game suspension, but I believe that his final punishment to date is that he's been cut from the team's roster. I truly don't know. I really don't care. I personally think that if he, from what I saw, he probably needs to be behind bars. But it looks like the NFL is going to try to give him the least harsh possible punishment, and try to get him back on somebody's team. And all that I know is that it's Sunday. People have watched football. People are watching football, and people will watch football later on today. And Kareem Hunt won't be there today. Colin Kaepernick won't be there today. But I do believe that Kareem Hunt will return another day and Colin Kaepernick won't. And I feel like beating the shit out of a woman is a far worse crime than protesting racial injustice. But that's just how I feel, obviously. That's not how the NFL feels. So let me see if I can find that video and show y'all him. Let's see here. Kareem Hunt video. Let's see here. Ho, ho, ho. Very disturbing to watch, I will admit. Okay, so here we go. No audio, like I said. So we don't know what the hell is going on. And he pushed that guy into her. Nobody said anything about him assaulting that other guy. That was like a 2-for-1 special with that push. So that's that. Like I said, there's no audio on it, but let's see. Let's see what y'all are saying. Jersey says, she said the N-word. I don't feel sorry for her. She and other Beckys need to stay away from black men if they're racist. I don't know why they're so sought after by these players. Well, okay. If it's true that that's what she said, I can't say that I feel sorry for her, but I don't think that I don't think that he's justified in beating her. Because by the same token, I could say that, these black men need to stay away from racist white women. Make more careful decisions about the white women you choose to be around and who you choose to have in your company. Now, that one wasn't his girlfriend, but, be careful about the company you keep. If you know that you're hanging around with some racist people, just so that you can say you're hanging out with a white woman and that makes you feel better about yourself, then, part of that blame is on you too. But no, I think that regardless of what she called him, it didn't warrant him putting his hands on her. Then call her some stuff back, but don't, you don't have a right to put your hands on someone because they call you a name. And he needs to be more selective about the people he decides to hang out with. That's how I feel about that. Let's see here. Let me see what y'all are saying. And he's got to be smarter than that, because maybe this woman is trying to set him up. Like, he's the only one. I mean, I don't know who these other people are. Maybe there's somebody, but maybe not. He's the one who's got something to lose. So it's not worth you losing your cool just because she called you some name. Like, you got to be smarter than that. Let's see here. Shelly said that story is not true at all, and in Asia they know it was an ad. Over here the news ran with the story. You can do your own due diligence, see what I mean. Wait, what story? Hold up, what story are we talking about? I'm lost. Wait, what? Okay, hold up. I'm lost, Shelly. No, it was portrayed as an actual story here in the States because they don't know. It began and is still media for that Korean clinic. What are we talking about? I'm lost. Hold up. Animation Real said he beat her. Yeah, he beat her. Yeah, and I'm not trying to minimize anything by the wording that I'm using either. But yeah, he beat her. Oh, the story about a man suing his wife. Oh, okay. I know that I'd heard that story before. I didn't know any details about it, but I knew that I'd heard that story before. Okay, let's see here. Okay, what are y'all saying now? Using any words of discrimination, be prepared for consequences. Yeah, now that is true. I'm not saying that, I'm definitely not saying that she was right for calling him the N-word or should just feel justified, but yeah, I just wasn't feeling any of this. But yeah, I agree. Just like we had the story, was it the week before last, with the teacher who had the student calling him an N-word because the student was not wearing whatever he should have been wearing according to the dress code. Teacher told him to leave his class and dress himself properly. And he came back calling the teacher all kinds of N-words and this and that. And that teacher went off on him, beat the shit out of him. And I was actually here for that. And I probably shouldn't necessarily be. But that little boy, in addition to calling him an N-word, also threw a ball at the teacher as well first. And the teacher, I think, tried his best to keep his composure, and then he just couldn't. And I don't know how, I gotta say, I don't know how I would deal with somebody calling me the N-word, especially over and over. I think I would try to walk away. If I didn't, I didn't. If I lose it, I lose it. But I'm not saying that would be right, and that's what I'm saying in this case with Kareem Hunt too. I can't give him a pass because that's still a man beating a woman. Maybe if it were another man, I would probably feel differently. But that's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to theirs, and that's why I like doing a call-in show. So I do. I would love. I don't know if Daquan, if you're still in here, but I know that I'm just saying my opinion, and everybody doesn't necessarily agree with what I'm saying. So if you want to call and voice your opinion after this, I'm going to try to, get through the stream, get it shut down, and then get set up for the call-in. Anything that was on here that y'all want to talk about that's just like too much to type about in the chat, or you want to get your opinion out, want to get your voice to be heard, then let's, start it over and do a, part 2, Sunday Funday part 2. So let's see here. What are we talking about? Let's see. Yeah, but Wolverine says, be prepared, for the consequences. So I'm not saying that she shouldn't necessarily been prepared, for that ass whipping, but and maybe that will teach her. Maybe she won't be using the N-word anymore. I don't know. Let's see. Deborah says men need to stop falling for those people trying to set them up. Now, okay, are you talking about the Kareem Hunt situation? Because I did feel like, yeah. Because did that situation go back into the hotel hallway? I don't know. I don't know. Like it's I don't know what to say. Let's see here. Let's see. Go to West Philly as a white person and call somebody the N word and see if that hole hitting somebody because of it doesn't warrant you beating them up saves you from a butt whipping. Okay, now okay. Tell me something, Jersey Kickboxing. Is there a difference? Is there a difference in the way they feel? Is there a difference in the way that they feel in like a West Philly versus New York and New Jersey? Because I still don't understand how Takashi 69, a Mexican kid in New York, gets to go around nigga this, nigga that, nigga, and he's like the new king of New York. He's the new rap god. I don't understand that. And so, is it just that anyone who is a brown or black person can say the N word, or because you said as a white person? So how does a do y'all treat it differently, or is it like in Philly it's treated differently than it's treated in New York? If a white person says the N word versus a Latino person saying the N word, and I'm saying like a Latino who's not an Afro Latino, but just a Latino person saying the N word, do y'all treat that differently? Because to me, it seems like a lot of New Yorkers let a lot of non-black people get away with saying that. I personally don't think anybody should be saying it, but it seems like a lot of black New Yorkers are okay with other people saying the N word. But I'm talking New York, you're talking West Philly. So is there a difference in the mentality of a person from Philly versus a person from New York or New Jersey? I'm curious to know that. Let's see here. Okay, hold up. Okay, what's going on? Hold up. Yes, we are lit in this stream, but there's something going on. Okay, I don't want to be in any drama, but okay, hold up. Wait a minute. What's going on? Hold on. Okay, can y'all okay, there's some drama in this stream. I don't like this, y'all. What's going on? Hi, Up in the House Records. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Okay, just a difference of opinion. Okay, but I don't like. I see that it's like a lot of Shelly's statements are gone. If we just have a difference of opinion, no need to delete people's comments. I don't like that. I just want everybody to come and feel free. I can read all comment, even those deleted as a mod. Yeah. Okay, so, okay. Okay, yeah, I don't want people's comments getting deleted just because they disagree with us. It's all right. Wolverine says the N word is a word with origins of hate. No one should use it. I agree. I do agree. But we know that people are not going to stop using that word. We know that that's just, let's see here. Hold up. Jersey says, well, he's half Puerto Rican and half Mexican, but Mexican/Puerto Rican guys saying the N-word is nothing like a white girl calling her boyfriend the N-word. And see, to me, there's no difference in that. To me, there's no difference in that. I mean, like, there are some black Puerto Ricans. There are even black Mexicans, and there's like a population of 1.4 million black Mexicans of African descent who are fighting to get their status put in the census in Mexico, but Mexico won't recognize their status, and they're just trying to be recognized by the government, and so but obviously there are Mexicans and Puerto Ricans who don't have African blood in them, and I do feel that like the N-word is like just even worse when someone who's not black says it, whether white or Latino or Asian or whatever, I feel like there's an extra sting. It's bad enough when black people say it, but that's just how I feel. We could get into that discussion too. Or maybe that would be another topic for a whole separate live stream. Let's see. Most of the Latinos are around black people and it runs off. You're saying animation is real. Animation says that most of the Latinos are around black people and it runs off, just like the N word runs off because like people say it so much. Because like Cardi B says it. I think that she's part black, but it still bothers me that she says it. It bothers me more than it would. Okay, that's what you're saying, animation. So it bothers me more than it would. To me, there are levels to it. I'll be honest. I don't like hearing black people say it, but it bothers me more when non-black people say it, regardless of their race. Let's see here. Okay. Jersey Kickboxing says every city in the Northeast is okay with Puerto Ricans, and where because they kind of like us, but it's really only them other than us that says it. I mean, maybe you're saying because, like, I guess it sounds like you're saying because Puerto Ricans are kind of like black people, so y'all are okay with them saying it, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I meant to say Puerto Ricans say it. Okay. Wow. Hi, just in case. Nope, for BW, it's the booty. Wait, what? Hold up. Oh, I think that just in case is like maybe tuned into the old part of the stream. Let's see here. I can read all the comments, even those deleted as a mod. No deleting comments unless they're really extreme. Yeah. I want people to come here and feel comfortable that they can say their opinions. Yeah, as long as like nobody's calling anybody names or disrespecting people, then I'm fine. With people disagreeing. Let's see here. Okay, animation's telling me it's no drama, just a difference of opinion, but it feels like drama. I can't tell what's going on, but I don't like the way that it's feeling. Let's see here. Okay, okay, Shelly, are you still here? Because it sounds like something happened with Shelly and Kiddo. I don't want people leaving or feeling like I don't want people feeling like they can't talk because they disagree with somebody. Kiddo, you blocked her? Okay, shit. I don't even know how to get her back. I don't know how to do that. Or how to send her a message. Like, we can't do that. It started with the Asian story. Kiddo, come on now. We can't be blocking people. Don't do that. Don't do that, y'all. Okay, what? I think that Justin is watching an old part of the stream. Let me move on to the next story. I gotta get shit. Do y'all know how I can get her back? I hate that. I don't want anybody feeling like they can't express themselves. Like, I know that I talk about things that are somewhat controversial, and I know that people are going to have a difference of opinions, and sometimes it's going to be a strong difference of opinion because of the nature of the things that I talk about, but I don't want anybody to feel shut down if they're not, calling anybody names or, whatever, just being outright disrespectful. It's okay. We can respectfully disagree with one another. Shit. Does anybody, is Shelly following any of your other channels? I just want to reach out to her. I don't want her to feel like she's not welcome in this stream. I hate that. Let me move on to the next story. Yeah, drink eggnog. Thanks, Wolverine. Let's see here. Dwight Howard. So we talked about this in the call-in show. We talked about it twice, but just to go through the story so people can have the background on what happened. A man accused... Oh, Uno's still watching. Yeah, how about them Cowboys? Y'all know that I'm boycotting the NFL this season, but I'm not boycotting Twitter. I did see that my Cowboys ended the 10-game winning streak of the New Orleans Saints on Thursday, so praise God. Anyway, A man accused Dwight Howard of a pattern of harassment and threats. And he's saying that Dwight Howard was trying to hide the fact that he was in a relationship with him, as well as other gay men and transgender women. So Dwight Howard is the center for the Washington Wizards, and there are also accusations that Dwight Howard's representatives threatened this man to stay silent about his gay relationship with him. The gay man who outed Dwight Howard, his name is, I think it's pronounced Mason Elijah. I'm not sure. And he posted a series of tweets and did some Instagram live videos. And so, like, when the story first broke, because of the way that he looked, because of his appearance, a lot of people were saying that Dwight Howard was fooling around with a transgender woman. Well, this was not a woman. This was just a gay man who wears a very long hair weave. And he says that he met Dwight at a taping of Wild 'N Out, and said that they exchanged messages on each other's Finsta pages, which he explained that a Finsta page is a fake Instagram page that often men who claim to be straight but like to fool around with gay men in anonymity use so that they can, talk to gay men. And so this Mason Elijah had also recorded phone calls that he claims are between himself and Dwight Howard. And in one of those phone calls, he calls out Dwight Howard for attending basically like what comes down to being gay swinger parties. Like, he was arguing with him because, according to him, Dwight Howard was his boyfriend, and he's saying he found out about Dwight at some party, and you out here fucking these men, and you're not even using protection. I was gonna say transportation. You're not even out here using transportation. So, like, he's going off on Dwight Howard. Supposedly, if this is the two of them in this recording, so I had to say allegedly. And so it was just a whole mess. He's calling out Dwight Howard for being at these gay and transgender swinger parties and screwing a lot of gay men and trans women at these parties, and like I said, unprotected as well. And so Mason also claims that he was asked by Dwight Howard and his team, not professional team, but to sign his people to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, which Mason said that he did not sign and would not sign. And because of that, Dwight Howard's people, including his pastor, have approached Mason in a threatening manner in order to try to shut him up about the relationship between himself and Dwight Howard. And I know that this is something that we discussed earlier this week, and thankfully it seems like I have a pretty tolerant audience, and everybody pretty much who was in the call-in stream said that they wouldn't care, if Dwight Howard came out and said that he was gay, and they didn't think that the story was a big deal. Oh, okay, Shelly, you are here. Shelly, thank you for, I don't know if you stayed or if you came back, but I wanted you to know that I don't want you to leave. I want everybody to be able to feel that they can express their opinions. I don't want anybody to feel like they're bullied out of the live stream. I enjoy having you here, so please, I haven't been able to go over the thread. I'm trying to keep my stream going, so I can't see what the drama is. And so I just, look, y'all, expression a difference of opinions is fine. Expressing differences of opinions is fine. As long as nobody is getting disrespectful, then let them say whatever they want to say. If they're not coming in here using racial slurs or homophobic slurs or anything like that, then let people voice their opinions. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me get through this story, and then I do want to address that, because I don't want anybody feeling like they gotta leave my live stream just because my moderators don't agree with them. I don't like that. So let's see here. I'm trying to get back to my spot in my notes. Okay, so Dwight Howard's pastor apparently, like I said, approached this man and threatened to do something to him. I don't know. And like I said, thankfully everybody in my stream was saying, well, I wouldn't care if Dwight Howard came out and said he was gay. Who cares? I just care about how he plays basketball. And that's good. But when I look at Twitter, without exception, I looked today before I did this story. Every single tweet today that I saw about Dwight Howard is making some kind of joke about him messing around with gay men or messing around with transgender women. So I'm glad that apparently we feel one way, but there's still obviously a lot of work to be done. And I also checked, and in all of the four major sports that are played professionally in North America, there is currently not even one openly gay man on any team's roster. That's in NFL football, basketball, baseball, or hockey. And I think that we're able to, and I'm sorry, but I just don't believe that there aren't any gay men playing. I think there are probably dozens of gay men who play professional sports in America, but they just don't want to come out, and I see why. Looking at how social media handled this story, there was an undeniable undercurrent of homophobia and transphobia. And as of yet, I do not believe that Dwight Howard or his camp responded. He missed the last 4 games, and he's out with a butt injury, of all things, at this time. And you can imagine that it is causing people to put two and two together and come up with the fact that, well, his butt must be injured because he's out there, being a power bottom, with these gay men or whatever. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I have no sympathy, though, I will say, for the man who outed him. He seems to be a clout chaser who just wants to get some fame. Apparently, he tried to do this with another rapper who's like not even really that popping, and like tried to like out him as a gay man, and I had a relationship with him. So seems to be this guy's thing, and I think that he just wants to maybe land a spot on Basketball Wives or some shit. I don't know what his end game is. So he says that he was in fear for his life, and my question is, if you're in fear for your life, why not run to the police instead of running to social media to spread your story? So I'm not feeling it. If Dwight Howard is gay and he wasn't ready to come out, I hate that it happened this way. If he isn't gay, then I hate that, that this is like whole story is being made up. But I do believe that there's truth to the story. The boy has a lot of receipts on him, has a lot of evidence to show that what he's saying is true. But I'm glad that Dwight has not responded to it, because I think that responding to it would just give this Mason guy some more ammunition to keep coming with some more stuff and possibly gain some more social media followers, or, and like this age of young people, they think that social media followers and clicks and likes and red hearts on everything, they think that's like real money. So I think that the best thing for Dwight Howard to do is to just leave it alone. And yeah, that's all that I can say about that. So let me see if y'all have anything to say about Dwight Howard before we go to this next story. Okay. Ty, it won't happen anytime soon. The fans would be relentless. You think you're saying like for someone to come out as openly gay in professional sports, animation is real? Hashtag power bottom. Yeah, I mean that's hey. Okay, hold up. Okay, Shelly, thank you for staying. I'm gonna have to go back and look at all these comments, y'all. I don't like drama in here. Y'all know I like this to be a drama-free zone, and it does look like drama. I don't like it. I don't like it. I need a way to solve it. Poetry, I'm gonna need you to help me out. Okay. Payless. Palesi. Did y'all see what Payless did? I love this story, actually. So recently in Santa Monica, Payless took over a former Armani store. and it stocked it with Payless pumps and boots that range in price from $19.99 to $39.99. And then Payless invited groups of influencers to the grand opening of a store called Palessi, Palessi, and they asked their opinions on the designer shoes. The influencers, who had no idea that they were looking at Payless shoes, said that they would pay hundreds of dollars for the stylish shoes that they were looking at. They were praising the look and the materials and the workmanship of the shoes, and the top offer for one single pair of shoes was $640, which would translate to an 18,000% markup. And Palessi sold about $3,000 worth of product in the first 2 hours of this stunt. They did ring up those purchases, but they did not keep the cash. The influencers got their cash back along with a free pair of shoes. And their reactions to getting got by Payless are priceless. And those reactions will run on cable TV networks in the form of ads on like Bravo and Lifetime and TBS and USA and Telemundo, as well as social media channels like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook throughout the holidays. Payless is going to be running these ads. I can honestly say that I will never shop for shoes at Payless. I don't care how cute the shoes may look. And I will admit that some of the ones that I saw in the stunt look kind of cute, but I wear a size 10. I'm not a little woman, and I need a well-made shoe. I need a well-made pair of shoes, and I'll have a Payless story. I tried a pair of Payless shoes in my adulthood when I was about 30 years old, making good money, and I was buying brand name shoes all the time. I mean, it had to be Stuart Weitzman, Dolce & Gabbana, Sam Edelman. I was getting all my shoes from Neiman Marcus. I was getting them on sale, but I was getting them from Neiman Marcus. And so I tried my hand at being really frugal, saying, okay, it's just shoes. As long as they look good, then that's all that matters. So I went to Payless for a pair of sandals. And I found a black and white pair of Payless sandals that I thought were cute. They fit my feet and everything was fine in the store. Now, at that time, I was living in Houston. It was summertime, and I'm talking 100-degree weather. And I mean, within seconds of me being outside with those shoes on, my feet were sweating and sliding all over the place. And I promise you all, I threw those shoes away the first day I wore them. I don't care what Payless has, I will never shop there again. Now, I have found a happy medium, and I'll get discounted, brand name shoes at places like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And Jessica Simpson has a really affordable, stylish brand that's very, very well made. But anyway, that's what happened. So big ups to Payless for fooling those brand influencers. That shit was so funny. And if I followed any of those influencers, I would immediately unfollow them, because that tells me that they cannot recognize quality when they see it. If the story was funny to you, then look up Payless prank anywhere. Google it, look it up on Twitter, whatever, and you can see some of these pretentious influencers and their reactions online. I'm gonna see if I can find, because they did like make one into a little commercial. I'm gonna see if I can find that and I can play that for y'all. Hold on just a second. Funny stuff to me though. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna try to find a little good old video. Oh, Malvin saw it on Fox News. Hold on. Let me get to some videos. Hold on. Why did it do this? Okay, let me do it like this. Bear with me, y'all. Y'all know me and this tablet. We have our issues. Hey, Deshaun on the track. Hey, Rido boy. Thank you for joining our call-in last night. That was so much fun. Rido boy gave me £2 on the call and said that he had to tip that stream because it was so funny. Hold on, let's see here. I want to find y'all a little. Okay, here, this one's fine. This is from CNN. Oh, come on. Are you serious? Like, y'all saw this tablet just play the other video, and now it's fronting on me. Why are you doing that? I'm so angry. Hold on. So, do I need to, like, turn my tablet off and on again every time I want to play a video for y'all? This is pissing me off. No, because they're fooling them. Poetry. They're trying to make them think that they're at this exclusive store. They rented out an old Armani building and called it Palessi to make these brand influencers think that it was some new fashionable high price store. And these people went in there saying that they would pay $640 for a pair of $20 shoes. It's really funny. Let me see here. Is this going to play? Y'all, I'm so angry. Look at what it's doing. No, they intentionally call this store Palessi. Amazon Fire Stick does the same thing. See, Amazon, I have to give y'all a bad review on this product. Damn. I'm going to shut it down, see if I can get that video to play. One more story. Well, there's actually, let me do one more story. I love what Payless did. That was hilarious to me. So, we have a story. This is coming from kind of Wolverine Scratches and Spammy's neck of the woods. It's another international news story, but not nearly as sad as what's going on in Paris. This story is coming to us from Cork, Ireland. A pregnant woman who opened a tube of Pringles in a Tesco market has been jailed for 2 months. Her name is Kathleen McDonough, I believe is the way her name is pronounced. She's a 25-year-old woman. She ripped the foil lid off when a security guard refused to let her buy the Pringles and ordered her to leave the store. Now, that sounds really harsh, and it might be, but let's put this in context about this chick. She had previously been barred from the store for stealing, but staff spotted her in the self-checkout on December 27th, 2016. A worker approached her and asked her to leave. Before they got to her, she popped open the can of Pringles and removed the foil off the top of the can. As the security officers approached her, and she said, I opened it, so now you have to let me pay for it. But it was not fit for resale, and with a loss of about £1.50, she said that she wanted to buy the Pringles, but she had no permission to be in the store. She pleaded guilty to criminal damage at Cork District Court, and a judge who had heard her 31 previous offenses, which included 14 convictions for theft and 2 for criminal damage. She also has convictions for handling stolen property. Her lawyer appealed for leniency, saying that she's 5 months pregnant and she's a newlywed. But the judge told Mrs. McDonough that she had been given the benefit of suspended sentences in the past, and they did not appear to work for her. Obviously, they didn't. This bitch is still out here stealing Pringles. So he jailed her for 4 months and ended up suspending the last 2 months of the sentence. So, yeah, this bitch, no more stealing Pringles for her. And hopefully no more going into that Tesco market. Freaking idiot. So let me see what y'all are saying about that while I see if I can get this video going for about Palessi. She had to taste the product, but you know what they say about Pringles, once you pop, you can't stop. So she was going to do more than taste it. It's not ever just perished. The whole of France is on fire. Oh, I really hate that. Um, yeah, Malvin, you know, they say once you pop, you can't stop. With Pringles, no, with Lay's, no one can eat just one. Let's see. Um, she says, "Shit, I'ma eat before you arrest me." Y'all know that meme of Shaq where I mean it looks like he's saying "she" on the meme like that. That's what it pictured like she ain't gonna stop me from eating these Pringles food. I'm 5 months pregnant. I'm hungry. Let's see here. Um, let me see if I can get the Pelesi story again. Maybe I'm just gonna have to turn my tablet off after every single story. Hold on. Twitter's restarting. Hold on. Yeah, that's the story I'm trying to show you. Jersey Kickboxing Payless turned their story into Pelesi. Hold on, I'm trying to show y'all that story right now. Let's see, videos. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get this figured out. Let's see. Pelesi. Okay, here's like one of the little ads that they're gonna be doing.
And filled it with Payless shoes. The guests at our grand opening party had no idea. They're elegant, sophisticated. I just think it's so classy.
And I can tell it was made with high quality material.
These fashionistas actually paid $200, $400, and even $600 for Payless shoes. But you can get these same shoes at Payless for $19.99 or lower with our epic holiday deals. Why pay more when you can pay less?
Y'all, this is just like these influencers should be embarrassed to their core. Like you're putting yourself out there as someone who knows quality merchandise and who, you know, I am only going to spend the best, you know, I'm willing to spend top dollar for, you know, the best material and people follow you because of that and you can't tell that you're looking at a $20 Payless pump. You're going to spend $200. Hold up, let me see. This is a CNN story. Hold up. So just another little. True, Malvin.
They're elegant, sophisticated.
And I can tell it was made with high quality material.
People are gonna be like, where'd you get those? Those are amazing. You've got to be kidding me.
That shoe is ugly as fuck that she's holding right now. But I guess because they think it's worth $300 and it must be something spectacular, right? Boy, takes all kind. Let's see here. Poetry says I need to find influencers like that for my book. They will buy anything in it. Yeah, you gotta just put a high price on it, then they'll want it. This book is a $300 book because I'm really spitting some serious knowledge in it. You have to get this book. You have to make it seem exclusive, darling. It shows how people will say anything to get noticed. Yes, that video, that's what Deborah said. Jersey says that video by Payless, that experiment shows how shallow people are, especially women. But I mean, you noticed that it was men in there too. There were men in that video. Did y'all see the one influencer? There was a man who was like being extra. He was doing the whole pointing thing. I don't know what that was all about, but yeah. Poetry says she's sticking her tongue out at you. Let's see here. Malvin says now if Sears and Kmart can do the same, right? Tell me about it. Um, Bright Up Boy says proves rich kids are dumb as fuck. But these are like grown ass people. Like you saw that one lady who was commenting on the quality and everything. Like that woman had to be around my age. I'm not a kid, you know. This story is old. It's just the emperor's new clothes, right? Jersey Kickboxing says greatest commercial ever. I mean, that's funny. That's funny, and I hope that these influencers who were a part of that, I hope that they like lose a whole lot of followers because they deserve to. No way I would be, you know, putting my fashion and style advice into someone who can't tell who would be dumb enough to pay $600 for a $20 Payless pump. Are you kidding me? And I'm supposed to be listening to your advice about fashion? Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, that was that story, that Jersey you were asking about. And Animation says went to the store as real is going in a guy coming out with a cart full of food. It's one of those double take things. So real is looking and an employee is looking and I say, yeah, you get what? Hold on. You getting jacked. Oh. Okay, hold up. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, so those are all the stories I have notes on. We've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes now. And the last story is not even a story. I just saw a couple of days ago that Starbucks said that they are in 2019 going to be changing up their Wi-Fi settings so that their customers can no longer access pornography in their stores. They said they're doing this because of some pressure from some internet watchdog group who's saying that, you know, that they're basically like making an inviting atmosphere for possible sexual predators or whatever. Yeah, my first thought was I didn't realize that people were in Starbucks watching porn to the extent that it was an issue that needed to be handled. But Starbucks did say that, you know, it rarely happens. But they said that they just don't want to be basically like caught up in the drama of it all, so they're going to go on and yield to it and you know and just fix their settings so that people can't access porn. I mean, I've never been in a Starbucks, you know, and I don't know, maybe I guess people watching porn with their headphones on, but I never, you know, been in a Starbucks drinking my, you know, tall cup of coffee and then just heard, and I'm looking around, you know, like I've never had that experience, or, you know, just, you know, drinking your coffee and then all of a sudden, bow, chicka, wow, wow, like what is that? I never, so anyway, weird story, something I didn't think would ever have to happen, but whatever. Let me see what y'all are saying about this, and then we can kick it for a little bit, and I'll drop off. I'll come back for the call-in stream. Hold on, let me see what y'all are saying. Deborah says people are watching porn everywhere. I've been in a library too and seen people watching porn. Yuck. Malvin said, I see people do it in a public library. That is disgusting. That's not what free internet is for. Let's see here. Poetry says, did you talk about your cousin and the daughter? No. Okay, so did y'all see that story earlier this week? I didn't even want to talk about this dumbass woman. This stupid ass woman in Texas, I don't know what city, but in Texas, named her daughter, the spelling of her daughter's name is ABCDE. That is how she spells her daughter's first name. It's pronounced Absidy. And so when she and her daughter were taking a Southwest flight to who knows where, the Southwest agents were making fun of her daughter's name, and she got mad about it. But pretty much everyone on social media, they said, you know, while the Southwest employees were wrong, You can't name your daughter Absidy and spell it ABCDE and expect for people to not make fun of her. So you set yourself up for that. You set your daughter up for that. Nobody has any sympathy for you, woman. Just an idiot. Just a real idiot. Animation says, oh, come on, porn and coffee, hashtag American dream. Jersey Cake Biden says, those people that are supposed to be experts on the clothing are getting paid like 10 times the amount of warehouse worker doing the buses at work. They get paid a good amount of money just to give their opinion on clothes. I would never follow them again. You can't tell Payless from Dolce and Gabbana, and I'm supposed to be listening to what you have to say? No. No. I know. I hope Sears still honors my warranties. Oh, what you got some appliances from Sears Poetry? Let's see. They won't lose followers because they what? Because they are shell too. Because the followers are shell. That's true. You know what? You're so true. That's so true. I think, and I don't know. I don't know if any of you all follow fashion people. I don't follow people to tell me how to dress. If I like it, I'll put it on. And if it fits, yay, I'll get it. But I don't need for people to tell me what to, I don't need to be influenced by someone else's fashion to dress myself. So yeah, that's probably, oh my gosh, if she's getting it, I'm getting it too. That seems like that kind of crowd. That's how Fashion Nova got big. I guess so. And people joke about Fashion Nova all the time, but they making some serious money. Let's see here. Oh, what's the last name? D-E-F-G. No. What was the last name? It was a normal last name. It was like Absidy Jones or some shit like that. It wasn't Jones, but it was something like normal. This woman is not African American. No. Let's see here. Poetry says, Kiddo says, I would have laughed too, but not at the daughter. Wait, Rido Boy says the elite don't want us doing anything anymore. What are you saying that in reference to, Rido Boy? And her brother was LMNOP, pronounced lemon P, or is it lemon P or lemon P? Gosh. Yeah, she is setting up her daughter for ridicule and failure. Clearly, there's evidence right there in case she was wondering. My goodness. Okay, so anything else y'all want me to talk about? We're at 2 hours and 26 minutes. Y'all want to take it to an even 2 hours and 30 minutes? Thank you all for coming in here. Thanks for just entertaining me while I hopefully entertain y'all. Thank you for supporting each other in this chat. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got some new visitors today. Tube Live, hashtag Tube Live. I know that's right. I like that. I didn't know you were still here, Instant Replay. And so what I'm going to do is at 2 hours and 30 minutes, I'm going to cut this stream. And I see Poetry asking what the call-in topic is. It's anything that you wanted to talk about. If y'all wanted to expound on some of the topics from the live stream, like maybe you have an opinion about something and it's just too much to type, so let me talk about it. Or, this story was really interesting to me. Or, or it can be something totally different. Sunday will just be like a hodgepodge, I guess. And then I also want to take suggestions for other topics, for other upcoming live streams that we'll do, other call-in shows that we'll do throughout the week. For now, I will commit to Friday evenings for a call-in show. If I have the stamina and the energy to do them throughout the week, I will, but I will say Friday evenings, that'll be our night for a call-in show. And I was so surprised that so many people were there on Friday night. I figured y'all getting ready to go out and have some fun and, spend your money, hit the club or whatever, whatever it is you do for fun. So I appreciate that y'all were here for me. That meant a lot. And then Saturday, we did Saturday afternoon. So maybe I'll do Friday nights and Saturday I want to do earlier afternoon, and so I still got to be sure. YouTube is our club. Isn't that the truth? You know what? That's the truth for me. Maybe I got to figure out a time, like a set time for Saturdays. But like that's like my only running around day, so I got to figure out a time because I know like this, y'all know Sunday 3:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'll be here, and this is the most consistently watched feature on my channel, and I do think that that's because of the consistency that I have with this. Let's see. Deborah says, I used to work for a fast food place in the drive-thru, and people were always watching porn. It was like, ew. It was like they wanted me to watch it, and I was trying to do my job. Gross. That would freak me out. That would freak me out. Let's all message Dwight Howard and wish his butt injury gets better. I am not gonna be trolling Dwight Howard on Twitter about his butt. That's hilarious. Let's see here. No saving money. I got birthdays, Christmas, and New Year's coming. Wait, where was this? Wait, where was what? I'm lost. Okay, so look. Thank you all for everything. Thank you all for coming and participating in the chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for, like I said, supporting each other. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. Thank you for giving me your money. Poetry kicked it off, and then we had Jersey Kick Bison come in and backdoor it with a couple more super chats. So I appreciate. Oh, where was it? I know that Deborah's like in the DC, Virginia, Maryland area, but I don't know exactly where she was when this happened. But that's like really gross. So I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to start a call-in stream. If y'all give me 10 minutes so that I can get myself situated, I want to go and check on Uno. I don't know if he's still in, if he's still watching. Oh, there he is. He says, you're welcome. Now I'm hungry, baby, and I don't feel well. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so let me just go and check on him. I'm going to see if I can find something to tide him over until I finish the call-in stream. And maybe I can go pick up dinner for us from somewhere. I said, Malvin, okay, Beavis and Butthead, she said backdoor. Oh, Animation said make it 20 minutes. Okay, it's 5:45 my time now, so 6:05, let's say 5 after the hour, whatever your hour is, I'll be back with a live stream. Una says, no. That's I know that's him doing Beavis and Butthead. Do y'all remember that episode? There was an episode where they were like in drill sergeant. They were like in the army or drill camp or some shit, and their drill sergeant was like, "Do you know what a quota is?" And he said, but it says, 25 cents. He asked me what a quota was. A quota, 25 cents. Anyway, I love Beavis and Butthead. Golly, that was like the best entertainment of the 90s. Oh, they were in PE. Okay, you remember that one, babe? Okay, so look, I'm gonna shut things down. Thank you all for kicking it with me. Thank you all for everything. I appreciate it. And y'all know, like, the money, like, Poetry, you already sent me this. And I know this was like a nice little grip for my microphone, so I appreciate it. Now you super chat me on top of it. You know I gotta hook you up on the 13th. Or if you happen to chat, or if you happen to live stream sooner than that, you know. Inspector Gadget is on fire. Everything is on fire stick. I was never a big Inspector Gadget fan. Maybe that's because I'm a girl. But anyway, y'all get ready, and we can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about on the call-in. So I'll be back at 6:05 my time, whatever 05 your time, and let me get situated, and I'll be back. Hopefully we'll have some more fun. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'm gonna count it down from 10 just to be sure that no more comments come in, and I'll see y'all. Oh, I won't see y'all, and y'all won't see me on the call-in because I'm going to be using my phone. Shut up, Uno. I'm going to be using my phone for the app so that y'all can do the call-in. So I'm going to count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you in about 10 minutes. Mwah. See ya. Later, Rido boy. I hope you come.